guys, the marketing animals of Carl White are going to be in Las Vegas April 5 through 7th. They've always got great stuff. So you should check them out. To get more information, click this banner you see right here over on your right. You may have to scroll down a little bit if you're on your mobile device. Scroll down past the comments. You'll see his banner there to register. And if you're on Facebook, there should be a link around here somewhere that you can click to register as well. Go for it.
It's good stuff. We're going to be in Las Vegas here in a couple of days at the Realogy event. So if you're in the area, make sure that you say hi to us.
Hi.
Hey, so check this out. According to Reverse Mortgage Insight, reverse mortgage volume dropped between 5 and 6%. It seems like it's always dropping. You never hear that reverse mortgages are doing great.
Soaring? Yeah.
Now, did you know that there were only 1,649 reverse mortgages that were closed last month nationally?
There's lots of room there.
Shh! Don't spoil it! So I'm thinking reverse mortgage experts are far and few in between right about now with those numbers, Frank.
I would say so. Housing Wire says the industry's having a hard time adjusting to the changes in reverse mortgages.
Bull!
Okay, so reverse mortgages got more expensive.
Yep.
I mean, so what?
Okay, so cost has never been an issue. I'm telling you guys right now, never been an issue with reverse mortgages.
Or it's always been the problem. Cost is not the problem ever for those who get one because they get one on the premise that they don't have a payment. They create liquidity for seniors on fixed incomes. I mean, think I'm wrong? Ever set a reverse mortgage with the lowest possible margin? No. Point made.
Okay, and it's always a problem with reverse mortgages because the overwhelming misgiving and misconception amongst seniors and their greedy blood-sucking kids is that you lose your house if you get a reversed mortgage. So it is always the problem as well at the same time. In this case, it would be cost.
Okay, so this is the important part.
Listen up.
Who cares?
Yes.
That's right, I said who cares?
We're not making light of this.
We are not making light of the situation. This is important. If you care that volume is down, then you've already lost the battle.
Yes.
That's because you think the lack of volume means the product is the problem, and it is not. The problem is with how you frame it and how you sell it when you're talking to a senior. I say who cares because if you don't care about the lack of volume, then you might be looking at this like us.
Which is funny because you just said this at the beginning of the show and it's true.
There's very obviously, a huge untapped reserve of business out there that with you and the right message could hit pay dirt big time. What's the message? Simple.
Now, I want to say this, Frank. Seriously, if you think about it, I think reverse mortgages have the most growth potential of any segment in the mortgage market. It is vastly underused. Now, listen up, guys, because this is how you can sell them. According to Chris Voss, in his great book, and it's great, Never Split the Difference, it's How to Negotiate. He was the FBI's top international hostage negotiator for over 20 years. Wow. This guy is incredible. Now, he says that people are more motivated by loss than by gain. Think of how we framed and got to this point in our conversation. Now, if you think this is wrong or right, this is interesting. Here's a test, but put on your thinking cap because I hope this really translates from Chris Voss's book so you guys understand it. So Frank, go slow. Hit it.
Okay, if you had a 95% chance of receiving $10,000 or a 100% chance of receiving $9,500, what would you take? I bet you all said 100% chance of receiving $9,500.
Right.
Because even a 5% chance of losing is too much.
Motivated by loss.
The $9,500 is safe and you're guaranteed it. Makes sense, right?
Totally.
Now, if you had a 95% chance of losing $10,000 or a 100% chance of losing $9,500, what would you take? This time, you'd take that same 5% that you just passed on in the last scenario and roll the dice on losing $10,000. In other words, when you gain, you take the safe route, the 100%. When you stand to lose, you'll all take the 95%, even though you'd lose more. That's because we're all more motivated by loss.
It's absolutely true. It was mind-boggling when I read this because it makes perfect sense. So let's put this in the perspective of a reverse mortgage. People say no to reverse mortgages because when you get a reverse mortgage, you might lose your house. And that's not good. Loss. So you, as a loan officer and a real estate agent, simply need to follow what Chris Voss says and change the narrative. If you don't get a reverse mortgage, you may lose your independence, which, by the way, is true. Think about this.
The money that a reverse mortgage frees up means many seniors can keep their home and not lose their independence. They use that money for when their ability or the physical ability becomes limited, and independence, according to AARP and everyone else, is what seniors want and what they fear losing. And of course, you need to explain to the blood-sucking kids that their inheritance can still be perfectly kept intact by making the payment, partial payment, interest-only payment, or by the simple fact that properties still appreciate whatever it is they want.
Any type of payment if they so choose, or through appreciation, as Frank said. So, how do you get more reverse mortgages closed? By the way, big reserve here. Frame it in terms of loss of independence. 1, because it's true, and 2, because the greatest negotiators in the world have studied these tactics and they work. I want to make one final point. Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference. Kean Ramsey in our office was speaking with a loan officer that many of you know, who's a very reserved guy, a great loan officer, but has a hard time, I think, getting out there and engaging with real estate agents. And he used one of Chris Voss's tactics, which is called mirroring, where you simply say, and we talked about this before, when you're talking with somebody who you're trying to influence, keep them talking. The best way to do that is to mirror them. How you mirror them is you just repeat the last 3 words that the person says.
You just repeat the last 3 words the person says?
Yeah, see, because when you repeat the last words a person says, it gives them the opportunity to continue to clarify what they were thinking, because we're always thinking about what we want to talk. Oh, you're using it on me.
I did it! I manipulated you! You know, I got another thing to say, too, with respect to reverse mortgage. There's going to be a really awesome webinar with Liberty Home Equity Solutions where Barry Habib is actually going to go through them and lay it all out for you as well. So that's coming up real soon. The banner's right here. It's over on your right. You may have to scroll down a little bit, down below the comments on your mobile and somewhere here on Facebook.
Now, the funny part is it's free of charge, okay? So there's no sense of loss. What they ought to do is charge these guys $5 because everybody would show up because they don't want that $5 to go to waste.
That's true. You guys have a great one, man. We'll catch you later.
Yeah.
The National Real Estate
on the
Post.
road.
Bye.
Woo!